Hi, I'm Mac from Monto, and I wanted to make a quick video to show you how to install Monto Reviews on your Webflow website or e-commerce store. And before we get started, I wanted to show you the template we'll be working with. And it was this template called Modular, and it's available in the Webflow showcase, and it's made by a designer named Johnny Gomez. So thanks to Johnny for doing this. I just think it's a really nice template. It works well for our demo. So thanks to Johnny for putting this out there. And to get started, what we'll do is I'll have you go to monto.io, click on the product you're looking to install. For now, we're just doing reviews, so click reviews, and start a free trial. So here, we'll just start by filling out our name, email, and all the good stuff. And here is where I'll be choosing the Webflow project that I want to add Monto to. And don't worry, if you want to pick multiple, you can always come back to this screen later on and add additional sites. But for now, we'll just be adding one. Okay, once I've connected my site, I'll give it a name, Modular Shop. Okay, now I'll click Reviews. And here are the instructions to install Monto Reviews on your site. And if you notice, they come in 3 portions. And for this first step, we're going to take the script and add it to our project settings. And you can see here in the GIF how that's done, but I'll walk you through it. Here's my Webflow project. I'm going to go up here to the upper left, project settings, custom code, and I'm simply going to paste that script from step 1 into my custom code section and then go back to the designer. Okay, that was step 1. Step 2 is one of our 2 widgets. So this widget is our star widget, which you'll want to install if you're an e-commerce client. Usually on the product page is where you want to put this, but also possibly on a collection page. For our non-e-commerce users, there's a variety of ways you could use this, and it's very open to interpretation, and you can put it in many different areas. But for this demo, I'll just show you what it looks like from an e-commerce perspective traditionally. So you grab this code, and you'll want to put this in possibly 2 places, and I'll show you both. The first is the product template. You'll want to drop an embed. I like to add it, and most people like to add it right under the product title. So if you see, I just dragged the embed in there and pasted my code. And this is how it will look in your editor. We'll actually see what it looks like customer facing once we deploy here in a moment. But for now, it's just going to live here. The other place people like to have the star widget is on the categories template. So click on categories, and we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to get an embed, and we're going to drag it into our categories template at the product level. Now, I see here that it went above my title, but I actually want it to be below my title. There you go. Good. So that's step 2. Step 3 is the review widget. And the review widget is the thing that usually lives towards the bottom of the page and itemizes all the reviews. And this is where you can actually read the given review of a user, see if it's verified, see the picture, watch the video, whatever the review entails. This is where you see the detail of the actual review. And for the most part, people will put this at the bottom of a product page. So I'll go to my product template. And here what I'll do is I'll actually add a section and a container because it looks like this template needs that. And I'll just add a little margin because it looks like that add to cart button is overflowing a little bit. And I'll also add a container to this. And while I'm there, I'll add a header. And finally, after I add the header, I'm going to add one more embed. And in the embed, I'll be pasting the code from step 3. Okay, now that we've added our reviews widget here to our product page, we've added everything we need to add. So at this point, we can move on from installation to customizing. and I'll briefly show you what's available there. So just to quickly recap, we grabbed the first code in that first item in installation and added it to our project settings. So that was here, project, custom code, head code. The next thing we did is we took the star widget and added it here to the product page, as well as the categories template. And then we added more recently our reviews widget, and that's here towards the bottom of the page. So we deploy, and then we take a look at how it is. And this is how it looks. So here is how the stars widget looks out of the box without any customization or anything like that. Scroll down, and here is the reviews widget. And as you start to get reviews, this is where you see those get itemized, and you can see the detail of each review, etc. And on the categories template, there is our reviews, our stars. So let's talk briefly about customizing. As it relates to sizing and padding and margin, you do all of that in Webflow. So if I, for example, wanted to, let's say I have 16 top margin here for this HTML embed. Let's pretend I wanted it really close to that title. I'll just kind of collapse it to 0 and deploy. You may have to go back and forth a couple times to your staging, back to Webflow to see how those changes update, but it shouldn't take more than a couple iterations, because really all you're doing in Webflow is playing with sizing and positioning. As it relates to colors and the presence of certain elements, you will go do that in Monto. So here, if you go back to Monto, reviews, customize, this is where you can do a lot of that. So you can change primary color to something that works a little better for your brand, like a dark blue maybe, and you can change your star color to something that's maybe like kind of like a pale gold. And then this distribution bar changes in function of this button color. And you can do all sorts of other things like show review date. You can also hide the add review button, which is interesting because this would prevent anybody who's not a customer from leaving a review, but that's an option you can explore. You can also allow people to upload profile pictures and review titles. And for anything that's not covered here, you have custom CSS, so you can really accomplish anything additional. So the other thing you will want to customize is the call to review email. So this is an email you can optionally configure to go to all your customers after a delay, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But in the meantime, you will probably want to make it so this matches your brand color. You can add a logo and all of that sort of thing. So that's what happens here in the Customize page. Don't miss this Behavior tab as well, because there's all sorts of other configurations that you can turn on, turn off. In the Configure page, this is where you decide whether you do or don't want to send automatic emails asking for a review to your customers. Currently, by default, we say, yes, please send these automated emails to our customers. Again, the email can be customized here in customize/email. But when you enable this, it says, yes, please send these automatic emails to our customers 7 days after the order is fulfilled. So when the order is made, the clock does not start ticking quite yet. It's not until you actually mark the order as fulfilled that the 7 days has to pass, and then the email goes out to the customer asking them to review. You can also reduce this to 5 days if you ship very quickly, or you can increase this to 20 days, whatever works for you. You can also change the reply to email address here, because a lot of times when this email goes out to your customers, it creates an opportunity where your customers might want to engage with the brand and talk to you about something or add some color to their review. And so this sometimes is an email that you may want to monitor. So maybe this is a thing that you make a dedicated email address for, or maybe you have it sent directly to the designer, or whatever makes sense for you. But publishing reviews automatically is just the last thing I'll mention here on this configure page. This is something that you probably want to have turned off if you enable the write review button to be on the site. And I say that because what you're effectively doing is you're allowing anybody on the internet to leave a review publicly on your page, and you may want to be the last line of defense there. However, if you don't allow it and you only allow customers to leave a review, you could probably turn this on, but it's off by default. One last thing I wanted to mention is that if you do choose to turn off your send call to review mails automatically, what you'll see here in your orders tab, I haven't received any orders here, but what you would see is an itemized list of all your orders. If you had turned off that automatic send call to review feature, what you'll get is a button that allows you to trigger them manually. So if your shop is such that you don't have the same lead time to make all products, or things ship at different intervals and things like that, and sticking to a consistent interval for all products is hard for you, you can disable the feature and then just trigger those same emails via this call to review button. Okay, so that wraps up the installation. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. My name is Mac. You can reach me at Mac, M-A-C-K, at monto.io. I can help you with any of your questions or anything like that. But we hope you love the app. We built it for Webflow first. And so the reason we did that is because we love Webflow and we think it's such a promising, exciting platform. And we wanted to create something for Webflow folks that really gives them all of the customization that they expect. You know, between the custom CSS feature and the Webflow editor and our customizer, you can really make this feature look and behave however you want it to. And that was the kind of thing we wanted to bring to Webflow, because again, Webflow is that platform that lets you customize endlessly. And we wanted to kind of create a review solution in the same vein. So we hope you like it. That being said, if you don't, please let us know. You know, it's really important for us to hear from our users who love it, but also the users who don't love it, because this is the kind of voice that informs what we build next and things like that. So please let us know if something's not working for you, and we can make it right. But best of luck, and please reach out if I can help you with anything. Thanks.